Okay. Nitonde sir. Sir, Nitonde sir join झालेत आपल्याला आता. Okay, we will start our session sharp at 4 o'clock.
Am I audible?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am, you are audible.
Sir, namaskar, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Sir, good evening, sir. Nitonde sir.
Yes, good evening to everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Very good evening.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, ma'am.
Shall we start, sir?
Just a moment. Let me see that you have made me co-host. Uh, Dr. Deshmukh sir, is it possible for you to make me co-host
Okay,
so
sir.
that
Just a minute.
I would be easily handling the things?
Okay. Sir, केलं sir तुम्हाला?
Okay, thank you, sir.
थोडं मागे घ्या सर. थोडं मागे सर. Okay, okay sir. Okay sir. हा मॅडम, सेटअप झालेला आहे, सुरू करायला काय हरकत नाही.
ठीक आहे सर. गिरी मॅडम.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
yes,
You
ma'am.
are audible. Now starts
Ma'am?
the session.
Okay. 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 Good evening, everybody. I welcome you all in this online faculty development program. Actually, this is online national level 7 days faculty development program. And today is the second day of the program. And today's dignitary is respected Dr. Rohidas Nitunde sir, the resource person of this online national level 7 days faculty development program. I welcome Dr. Nitunde sir on behalf of the college. Now I request Lokare ma'am to introduce today's resource person Dr. Nitunde sir. Lokare ma'am.
Thank you, madam. It's a great privilege to me to introduce you all to today's resource person, Dr. Rohidas Nitunde sir. Dr. Rohidas Nitunde sir is an associate professor of English, Shri Shivaji College, Parbhani. He is an active IQAC coordinator of his college. He is also coordinator UGC CP, coordinator UGC Paramarsh, coordinator International Students Cell, project coordinator UGC Stride, and SPOC NPTEL Swayam local chapter at his institution. He has 15 years of teaching experience at UG and PG. His area of specialization is English studies, higher education, and assessment and accreditation. He worked as a resource person in 30 seminars and conferences. He presented 30 research papers in state, national, and international level seminars and conferences. He published 18 research papers in journals and proceedings. He authored a book entitled as In Search of a Feminist Writer and published 10 chapters in books. He translated a book entitled as Rebellious Poems. He also edited 5 books, namely Higher Education in India, Soft Skills, NAC, RAF, and AAA. He is SLM for MA English Distance Education, Swami Ramananda Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. One student is awarded PhD degree under his guidance and 4 are working. He completed 1 minor research project and 1 minor research project is ongoing. He is member of academic committees at university level, for example, affiliation committee, CBCS monitoring committee, MOOCs credit transfer committee, and career counseling committee at university level. This is his brief introduction. So I welcome you, sir, on behalf of my college and request you to deliver your speech on teaching, learning, and evaluation process. Dr. Rohidas Nitonde, sir.
Your kind words about me. Before I begin, let me know whether I am audible. Dear audience, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. The esteemed management of Kamaltai Zamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parvini, the dynamic, active, and energetic principal of the college, Principal Dr. V.K. Bhosle sir, Vice Principal Dr. Auchar madam, the IQAC coordinator, Lohkare ma'am, all my friends in the college, as well as among the participants. At the outset, let me put it on record. I don't deserve to be a resource person for such a wonderful gathering. I know many of the participants are themselves authority on the topic, but in spite of this fact, both the organizers know it very well. Still, they have extended their invitation to a person like me. So I must thank the entire organizing committee for extending their invitation to me. Also, I at the outset tell you that as per the schedule circulated by the organizers, today's scheduled speaker on the given topic was my mentor, my teacher, Professor Dr. M.N. Sondge sir. But as you know, today or these days, we are going through uncertainties and we don't know what is there the next minute okay, with us. So to overcome the difficulties is a big challenge for the organizers. And I think I am here invited to talk to fill the gap between the two sessions. You know, yesterday we have had a wonderful inaugural session by Dr. Vakte sir, who holds the authority on the topic. Even the rest of the resource persons, as you know, they have made significant contribution to the field. And about whom I was talking, that is Professor Sondge sir, a man who has thousands of students like me, uh, is at par. I mean, excellent at par, and really, you would be missing him. It is my humble attempt to fill the gap. It is not a. I mean, actually, I would have loved to listen to my master, that is Professor Sondge sir, on this topic. But I hope and I assure you that I will not let you feel any more little, because that instead of Sondge sir, I am joining this session and I would be sharing some of my experiences, experiments, or let us have some discussion about the topic. As you know, the topic is very sensitive, and these days everybody is talking about this post-COVID things, and okay, all the resource persons, I think all the resource persons, they would be talking about this online teaching, learning, and evaluation. This topic, today's topic, is just a gist of all the topics. I mean, today terms, and then in the succeeding sessions on the coming days, the resource person would be explaining each point in detail through their hour-long deliberation. That is what I expect it would happen. Let us see what happens at the end. Okay, that's one thing. The another thing is that uh, though many people have started, let me share the screen. These days, it is a fashion to have a screen and show something. So I need to share my screen. Pardon me. Though I am a techno savvy teacher, but I these days I don't want to show people so many things, and so I have made a very brief, okay, presentation of having a few slides only. Let me share the presentation. Otherwise, you would. Okay. Where is it? Yeah. As yesterday I was there in the meeting of the inaugural program of the function, and as well the organizers had shared the YouTube link with me. I had been through your chat, and the chat box and the views to this program, uh, they have made an impression on my mind that this is really a national level program, and the participants are enthusiastic and they know many things. They are already practicing this ICT for teaching, learning, and evaluations. Participants they have made to yesterday's session, they are enough or I mean sufficient proof for us to say that this is an August gathering, particularly in relation with the ICT enabled teaching, learning, and evaluation process. So I would be talking about that. Let's go ahead. But meanwhile, as Professor, I mean, PS there for so many reasons, and one of the reasons is that yesterday you had two deans. I mean, one associate dean, two deans of the university for yesterday's session, and on other day you are having one more dean as a resource person for this FDP. So the policy makers, particularly from academia, they are the resource persons here for this FDP program. And I was referring to Professor Prashant Vakte sir's talk, and he said that he was just through his presentation advising all of us to have our Vidwan profiles. I think he said that we should have Vidwan profiles, and wherever these days I get invitation, I do just pass on my Vidwan ID, so that the I mean the organizers, they come to know about me through the UGC's official portal, who I am and what. Okay, so better to have a Vidwan ID. But in addition to that, if you see on the slide that I'm currently sharing, below my name, designation, and institutional affiliation, there are two more lines. And I would like to request all of you, if you are not aware about these two organizations, do explore, the websites, consult your friends, teachers, mentors, and be a part of these two databases which have received recognition all over the world. Because Vidwan is regarded official data of the government of India, but when you go on the international level, you need to have something beyond that. And for that, we are having these two organizations that prove your identity as a researcher or as an academician. And obviously, academic integrity is also associated with those institutions. So it is my humble request, before I begin this online teaching learning evaluation and my presentation on that, do visit orcid.org and Scopus as well. Once you do that, you will find that going online is how tough. It is very easy. These days, kids are also online and they have their YouTube channels and they are YouTubers. But it is really tough to stay there and prove your integrity, and particularly the high academic integrity. In the days of care, let us take that care also. This is a big challenge in this online teaching, learning, and evaluation. Okay. The next thing that in the year 2021, that is what, April 21, I am talking to the addressing to the participants of online FDP by Kamaltai Zamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parvani. But long back, perhaps I had addressed the same topic to the participants of national level workshop being organized by uh, Naganath Mahavidyalaya, Aundha Naganath, district Hingoli. See, friends, it was almost, this is 2021, 2016. In 2016, January, I had addressed this topic to the national level workshop organized by Naganath College, Aundha. Uh, Even many participants, they were hesitant that whether this will be possible. Is it possible? Can we do it? And I had assured that even I have not done anything of the things that I will be talking to you that day, but I had promised them that in the coming days I would be doing many things. And if anybody happens to be today in this meeting who was present in quite back in 2016, 5 years back, he or she would realize that uh, we could do almost everything that 5 years before. It is online teaching, learning. My intention is to make it clear that online teaching, learning, and evaluation is not a byproduct of COVID-19. Let us not, okay, let us not make it a derogatory. Okay? Let us not abuse this online teaching, learning, evaluation as a byproduct of COVID-19. Okay? We know that it was there earlier. The visionary leaders, educational academicians, they had this kind of idea in their mind before the pandemic, and the things were at place, and people were going through this online teaching, learning, and evaluation. The only we are addressing right now is that how this online teaching, learning, and evaluation has become an essential issue, and what are the challenges to make it mass. Earlier it was limited up to the class only. Okay, let us try to understand the difference between the things when they are for class and when they become for mass. So earlier, online teaching, learning, and evaluation was there. ICT based teaching was there, but it was for the class, certain people, and it was not for everybody's cup of tea. But now, with this COVID-19 scenario, many teachers, I mean, thousands of teachers, schools, colleges, and universities, they have started using it. They are playing with it. We are not sure how to what extent they are successful, but it has become the need of the time. So with few PPT slides, let us discuss the things in detail. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Here are certain points. What are the key terms, and the in this whole topic, you will find that there are 4 key terms, and the first one is online, the second one is teaching, third is learning, and evaluation is also there. Let us discuss these 3 terms. What do we mean by online, what is teaching, and how evaluation is to be carried out? There is no need to give any technical description about what is online. All of us, we know all these things. Let us just revise quickly. What do you mean by them? Okay, here is what online is. Online is exactly opposite to what is physical. For example, I remember 3 years back, I had been a resource person to the offline FDP conducted by Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parvani. And that time experience was that I met all the teachers, faculty members of the college physically, and I could see their faces. And they could boost my energy and confidence. Okay, as of now, I am saying that even today I am not, competent to address to this gathering. What would have been with me, just imagine 3 years back. That time also I was not this much confident, but your faces gave me energy to talk to you, to interact with you. So in the physical mode, you get positive energy, you get interactive responses, you get feedback. But in the virtual world, you have to address imagining that people are responding you, they are paying attention to you, though they are busy in their kitchen, they are washing their utensils, though they are there in their daily course, still you have to imagine that they are with you. Okay, and just now I can imagine how this Akashvani people, this is all India radio people, they might have been working for years together, imagining their audience is with them. So online is having that physical versus virtual. Then connectivity and devices is a big problem. Logare madam was quite hesitant. She was asking me, "Sir, you should join well in advance, at least 30 minutes before the program begins. We want to check the things. We want to see, get the trial and all the things, because however expert you are there, but you cannot rely upon the connectivity and devices. So that is also a big hurdle. You may be good, you may be skillful, but your network may not support you. Your devices can cheat you anytime in this virtual or online learning. So big issue is connectivity and the devices that you use to get connected. Then what about people, skills, and training? Who are these people? Many times you see that sometimes today we are having only the organizers and speakers with their camera on the screen. But many times we see that in the gathering where there are say hundreds of participants, in one of the FDPs that I or more than 1,000 live participants in the Zoom meeting, and the participants who are the people in the meeting, sometimes they wanted to show their face, but unfortunately they got their camera reverse, and instead of showing the face, their shoes. And many other things happen. Why these things happen? Because we must talk about people, their skills, and lack of training. Do you think all of us training facing the camera? Have you got any training to go live? Have you got any training to teach in the absence of students? No, almost answers are negative, and still we are trying our level best to address the situation. So this is a big challenge in this situation. So people are both the speakers as well as in such programs, and in the classroom scenario, it is beyond imagination, because many students are the first generation learners, particularly in our case, when we are teaching to traditional courses, arts, commerce, science courses, we are having the learners who are first generation learners. They are not IT or techno savvy students. Maybe they have brought the new mobile phone and they don't know how to operate it, and they may make silly mistakes, or out of curiosity, just they want to show something that they are having with them, and they create disturbances in the classes. So people, their skills and the required training is the important issue in the online business. One more thing is that I would suggest, I mean, most of you have suggested your administration, respective administration, institutional head and the others, that before we begin anything online, let us train the participants, both the teachers as well as students, how to use this platform for evaluation. Then here are some of the positive sides of these online platforms, and they are it is transparent, objective, cost effective. In the earlier days, we used to have many supervisors, then we used to have HODs, then we used to have vice principals, and at the end, I mean, this is what the okay as a we used to have some class 4 people visiting class to class, room to room, and conducting the survey whether the class is going on or not, students are actually in the class. Now, with the help of these online platforms, online teaching, learning, evaluation, we have transparency, objectivity, and cost of teaching, learning, and evaluation. Whatever I am talking to you is now being casted to public through YouTube Live. Maybe the video is recorded on the server of the Zoom for this meeting, and the colleges or institutions which are using their own LMS, they are having a recording of each and every class, and the students' attendance and teachers' presence in the class for certain time is also reported. The attendance reports are generated, and we come to know that this online teaching, learning, evaluation, tremendous transparency, objectivity, and cost effectiveness in the teaching, learning, and evaluation. Then it is anytime, anywhere, and anybody can participate in it. You might have heard other word, that is massive. Earlier, we used to have A, B, C, D batches of students. Okay. For example, our college, Sri Shivaji College, 80 students for BA course, BA first year. And for compulsory English, we used to conduct 4 divisions. But the college is having LMS wherein 500 students at a time can join the meeting, and their attendance can be tracked, their chat box can be recorded and saved. We can allow them to take participation, active participation in the classroom. So 4 teachers, they work for one subject. Now with the LMS and this online teaching, the teaching has become massive. I remember sometime we had idea of conducting the compulsory English classes in the auditorium, where we could accommodate more than 250 students at a time. And through this public address system, we had a plan to conduct a massive class of English. But now with this online mode, we can accommodate all the 4 divisions at a time in a single class through the LMS. So this is teaching massive activity, and masses are participating. You might have heard the words MOOC, Swayam, NPTEL, and Coursera. These are the platforms that are already offering the online courses. So online teaching, learning, and evaluation, all the 3 things, teaching, learning, evaluation, is taking place for years together. It has been for decades that these platforms, they are there to serve teaching, learning, and evaluation. If we want to do anything, we should not get hesitant to take help from any of these people, because their experience will enrich, will make our presentation more powerful. And that is why I feel privileged that I am associated with many IITs and people, those who have rendered their MOOCs or online courses on NPTEL and SWAYAM platform. I know most of the teachers from Mahila Mahavidyalaya, as well as many of the participants in this online already successfully completed, not only completed, but stood first, second, or rank holders of these NPTEL SWAYAM courses. Some of you might have bagged the. So your experience, at that time you were learners, now you are the teacher. So the experience which you got through these platforms will be quite useful for you while you are serving your own students. Then few more words that are quite popular these days when we are talking about this online teaching, learning, and evaluation are CBT, Google Form, and Testmos. I mean, the last line on my slide refers to the evaluation. Okay, the first few lines, they were about let's say the first four points that I talked about, they are all about online. Then the remaining few lines are about this teaching, learning, evaluation, particularly teaching. The last but one is about learning, and the last one is about evaluation. You might have heard computer-based test, CBT. Okay, these days this is a favorite, popular concept among the students. If you use this only, CBT, students will understand, yes, sir, this is a computer-based objective test, and I have to go to a certain center and I have to appear the test and submit it. Okay, then Google Form, everybody, okay, every one of us have used so many Google Forms, and our students are now making their own Google Forms to get information. Testmos is also one of the tools that we can use for this evaluation purpose. So this is about the online. That's a key term out of the four terms that I said are important on the topic. The next term is, next important term is, this is what platforms for online learning. What are the platforms? Is a long list and the other one is a short list. Which would you like? We are on the short list, and that too, many of us are in the danger zone, that is red marked place. At the bottom, we are affiliated colleges. Who are at the top? At the top are, in one column we are having private things, and on the other we are having public. A country like India, where education is the government responsibility and it is in the public domain, we find that government is paying much attention towards the top layer of the educational institutions. At the top, we are having IITs, NIITs, and IIMs, which are the premier institutes. We know that the IIT Madras was given status of the Institute of Eminence. After that, University of Hyderabad, which is a central university, it is also given the status of Institute of Eminence. Then state universities, University of Pune, it is given huge funding for excellence. Then we have autonomous colleges. Then we have colleges with potential for excellence, which get almost 5 crore rupees from the government. Then we have DST star colleges. We have DBT funded colleges. We have fee scheme. These are the institutes that get lot of funding from the government. The least funding comes to the other affiliated colleges, wherein now you tell me what would be our situation. For IITs, NIITs, and IIMs, they were already having a very good setup for this online teaching, learning, and evaluation. Because I know, and you also know, that all the courses offered on SWAYAM platform, they are either by the teachers of IITs, NIITs, or IIMs. If not, then they are the teachers of the central universities. Okay. So the premier institutions, they are already offering online teaching to their students, okay, for at least more than a decade. For 15 to 16 years, they were offering this online or virtual teaching to their students. For state universities, do you know any state university in our state that is offering online classes through their own platform? It is having its own platform and offering classes the HRDCs, which are not the product of those universities. They are just on the university campuses. That is a different scheme of the government of India. Okay, except the HRDCs or academic staff colleges, no state universities in at least our state was having online teaching platform even after COVID and 1 year of these situation where we cannot conduct these offline classes. No university has come up with any concrete platform of its own wherein all the three things, teaching, learning, and evaluation, the last point is crucial, evaluation is there. Because we know that what happened to the I will be talking about evaluation at the end. Let us not break, break the sequence. So no university has successfully implemented the platform, virtual platform for online teaching, learning, and evaluation. Some colleges, at least some colleges which are run by private management, they are having some commitment and liberty also, because we know for the government institutions, India cannot be exception for red tapeism. Okay, red tapeism results into delay, and delay results into failure. So most of the time, the things work slow because of the red tapeism. And higher education in India is also facing, particularly the conventional higher education institutions which are offering the degree programs like BA, they are hampered largely because of this policy. Then on the other side of this slide, you can see Unacademy, Udemy, Byju's, Vedantu, Allen, Fitchi, Extramark, and private universities. Friends, you might be knowing the UGC regulation 2016, wherein UGC said that up to 20% credits can be transferred to the students through MOOCs. That means UGC in 2016 said that 20% credits are for online education. Now UGC guidelines in 2021 say that students can opt for 40% online courses, only 60% with you and me. Now we are having only 60% with we and you and me. 40% students, UGC already has given students liberty to opt out 40% of their credits from any institution that is offering online courses, which is recognized by UGC. And this is for you and me. But what about the private institutions? Have you heard, friends? This year, IIT Madras is completing the first year of its 3-year online degree program. And they have admitted more than 1.5 lakh students in the country for online BSc program. There are 1.5 lakh students learning BSc only through online mode. Last year, Nirma University also has started some online programs. And okay, it was 2 years back, Narsi Monji Institute of Management Studies, which is there at Mumbai, NMIMS, bottom of the first column, that institution is already given permission by UGC to run full course, which is equivalent to MBA course from any university in the country. So already their first batch is now passed out, 100% online degree in our country. So this is online and evaluation. It is not an outcome of COVID-19. Before anybody got any idea about this situation, the policy makers in our country, they were quite visionary, able to see the future, and they had given permission to certain private universities which were ready to provide certain required infrastructure as well as facilities that are required for online education. And we are having private universities with complete online courses. And why I have taken these names, you might have had the private classes like Unacademy, Udemy, Byju's, Vedantus, Allen, Fitji. These are the private players and big industries in teaching, learning and evaluation. They have developed their own well managed platforms for online. These startups one time and now industries, sorry, they could do this. Why our government can not do it? The reason, willpower. People are conducting online classes on their own, at their own level. Nobody is there to offer them required support. How many institutes are offering support? What is the government support for you as a teacher to provide efficient online classes to your students? And we know that there are many decisions, policies, but at the ground level, little support or no support is provided to teachers if compared with the private players in this game of online teaching, learning and evaluation. So we have on the one side the platforms like Udemy, then Vedantu, Allen, and we are trying our hands. Somehow we are struggling to adjust our camera, we are struggling to remove our background screen, we are struggling to have the noise of our fan, reduce the noise of the fans in our homes, getting angry with our kids, those who are disturbing us while we are teaching online. There are so many problems because no support is provided. Nobody is thinking about the one who is passing the knowledge. That is again the other side of this online teaching, learning and evaluation. Let's move on to the next slide. What are the platforms for individuals? And as I said that we had been always strugglers. We struggled a lot and have reached this destination in my life. Likewise, every one of us, we are having our own stories of online teaching. There is no need for any resource person to talk about online teaching in such FDP, because if you ask any of the participant to unmute himself and begin telling his or her story about online teaching, then I am quite sure that any one of us, I mean, of the 1,000 participants in this national level FDP, can say that, sir, for the first time I tried to be live on YouTube. I tried so many times. On my laptop, it was easy, but on my mobile, when I tried to go live, I was not successful. I tried so many times. Then I called one of my friends and he told, oh, unless and until you have these many subscribers or these many views, you are unable to go live on YouTube. This is what the story of an individual teacher when he struggled to be online. So you are having YouTube live, we have Facebook live, then we have Google Meet, Zoom meeting, through which we are conducting this FDP right now. Then we have Cisco WebEx, then Microsoft Teams of somehow better platform. Then we have Moodle also there. These are the platforms that we individuals are using as per our less. These are the solutions. These are the things that we are going, not because we are having other options and still we are going. Who is using these things? Only those who don't have any other standard option of their own. Unfortunately, they have to go to these platforms. I am not blaming them, but it is the situation that it is expected online classes, but no support is provided. And out of tension, many people are running or rushing towards YouTube, Facebook Live, Google Meet, then Zoom meeting, Cisco, then Microsoft Teams, Google Classroom. Okay, but if there is any institutional initiative and there is a developed platform offered by institutions or government or Department of Higher Education, then we would not, these platforms, they have their own limitations because they are not made for teaching. Okay, none of these platforms, though its name is Google Classroom, okay, but it is not meant for exactly replacing. And we are expected these days to conduct the classes as uh, um, there is nothing, nothing has happened there. Okay, I know many colleges, they are implementing the online class timetable as it was 2 years back. That means their regular routine timetable, the administration is expecting them to implement it through the online mode. It is quite impossible to go for that much time live on these platforms that are available for general individuals. Then what should we do? I mean, the role and responsibilities important to overcome certain difficulties that are there. And what is meant by the LMS? Okay, and there should be a competent LMS, and we can have either institutional or university level, or at state level, or let us say that the national level, some platform wherein we can render four quadrant learning resources to our students. The online teaching, learning, and evaluation can take place at ease with the help of four quadrant learning. And these four quadrants are audiovisual content, that is the first quadrant. The second quadrant is textual content. The third is text and evaluation, because many times what I say, what I show, and what I mean differs a lot. And for that purpose, if my audio video content is backed up by some textual content, or what I say, if the students can get access to the script of what I said, then their learning experience gets enhanced. And for that better learning, we need to have textual content. For feedback, whether the textual content and the audio visual content has mm, been received well or not, to get this verification, we need case and evaluation. And for that, there should be the third quadrant. And the last quadrant, if the students are having any doubts and difficulties, can we address those difficulties or issues of the students forum for discussion. If institution, or let us say the government department as such, offers a four quadrant platform for the teachers to offer their courses through those based learning platforms, then many teachers, they would be at ease, their tension would be released. Are there dedicated facilities? Okay, ask yourself, what dedicated or only exclusively for online teaching learning process, do you have any dedicated facilities at your institution or at your end? And answer is no, sir, we are just using the existing facilities which we used to use for other purposes. Nothing is newly created for this online learning process. Is there well set studio for lecture capturing system? See, friends, NAC was asking for a decade that institutions should have this dedicated, well set studios for lecture capturing systems in the institutions. Very few institutions set up, and even if they have set up, they are not in working position in many institutions. Exceptional institutes, they are having well set studios. On the other hand, if you go to any IIT, in the country, if you go to any institute of Indian Institute of Science, IISc Bangalore, IISc Pune, or if you go to IISER Pune or IIT Mumbai, you will find that all these institutions, they well set studios. Then there is training to the teachers, those who teach online to the students. So teacher training is there. In addition to that, I have seen and visited many technical staff. They have specialists to edit videos. They are specialists to edit audios, they are specialists in camera, photography. Okay, so technical and competent support staff is there in the premier institutes of the country, whereas in the affiliated colleges, wherein most of us are working, we are not having them. Even there is no in the near future there would be any support of this kind to us, and still we have to struggle with the online teaching, learning and evaluation. That's a big hurdle. So that was for teaching side. Then for learning resources for learner autonomy, and there are already so many learning resources. I remember in 2016 commerce science students from IIT Bombay, 9 TB backup. Only that time we had to buy the hard disks, two hard disks for 5 GB each, 5 TB each, and it costed some amount for the institution. And IIT Bombay gave free of cost all those resources to us. So already there are so many resources for online learning. So learners, they need to take, or they need to take the benefit of this. Then what are some, I would talk about some of these, and they are 32 TV channels by MHRD. Now it is Education Ministry of Higher Education there, and they have 32 channels. The channels are dedicated to subjects for chemistry, mathematics, for engineering, for humanities, arts and literature. There's one complete channel. So there are 32 subject-wise channels on the television. The students can access them and learn from there. We have e-Acharya, then EPG Pathshala, then we have National Digital Library at IIT. Enlist almost all 2F 12B colleges, they are having ebook resources. We have Shodh Ganga and Shodh Gangotri. And last but not least, Internet Archives is the most popular database wherein students, they can explore the learning resources and their learning experience can be enhanced. Even many databases like the scientific databases, they were free during the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So learners, they had lot many resources available for them to learn. So it was really an enriching as a learner to learn so many things during this crucial time, because there are number of learning resources available online for the students, and students or learners, even we teachers to some extent are learners, we can take benefit out of it. Then the last aspect of the presentation is evaluation, and the subtitle speaks a lot. Um, okay. We have miles to go before we speak. The word go is missing there in the heading. So evaluation, miles to go before we speak. उसके बारे में हमें बात करना तो दूर की बात है, क्योंकि सर कुछ भी पूछो मगर एक बात मत पूछो, इवैल्यूएशन. ओके, आप सभी लोग जानते हैं, मुझे पता नहीं कि बीच में मैं भूल गया, लोकरे मैडम ने मुझे यही कहा था कि पार्टिसिपेंट नेशनल लेवल के हैं सर, तो हो सकता है तो बाइलिंगुअल होना चाहिए. तो मुझे अभी याद आया कि मैडम ने कहा था कि बीच में आपको क्या करना है, बीच बीच में आपके साथ हिंदी में भी बात करनी है, तो मुझे क्षमा कीजिए. Was that evaluation is the thing that neither students are ready to talk about it nor teachers. Okay, and this is not the case of the student, teachers or the educational institute in the remote area or district level or some tehsil places, but even at the national capital, University of Delhi, it had some bad experience regarding this evaluation. Okay, University of Mumbai, many universities, they had to reschedule exams not once, twice, so many times, and there was a lot of, I would not say confusion, but I would say really chaos. Okay, about the examination and evaluation, and when it was about online examination. because many universities, they tried their hands in conducting exams, but none succeeded with satisfaction that they can say that this is the role model and you can imitate it, follow us. No university can say that they have this kind of experience. Okay, if you talk about TCS and the NTA exams or the NEET exams that are carried by conducted by TCS, so that's another type of exam. On the right hand side column, you would say that, see, last but one point is and these exams are not from home. These are from the on-site exams on a one fixed exam center. Students are supposed to go there, and there are some proctors or let us say that invigilators are there to monitor the students' performance in the exam test. It is a computer-based online exam, but still it is not from your residence. So it is, though it is a proctored exam, but it is not remote proctored exam. Some universities, they tried with some institutions. Even IIT Madras tried in last May, okay, 11 months before, and I was part of trial Madras's trial for taking remote proctored exam. Students are sitting at their home and they are observed by some invigilator. One invigilator was assigned some 20 students to monitor, and they tried it. Unfortunately, they took back. They said that it is not possible. They found it not feasible. They found it okay. It was not practical, and so they took it back. So transparency, objectivity, cost effectiveness, these things will, I think
असले मऊ मऊ हात आहेत ना त्यांचे एवढे एवढे लुस लुस आणि आपले हात काम करून करून
Thank you, sir.
just no, it is not my presentation and talk is not over. I was just waiting who was okay in between talking in the okay.
Sir, sorry, sir.
For a couple of minutes I would be speaking because I said that I would talk till 5 and one point is still remaining. So these online exams are transparent, objective, time and cost efficient, but unfortunately no exact mechanism is developed. No such type of mechanism is developed fully. Cannot say this is the watertight system that we have developed for bringing if it comes, it is a welcome move, but it is in the pipeline. So there is scope for formative assessment through online exams. We can extend proctored exams. There are some softwares that are providing you option to conduct proctored exams. Then there is need for the platforms, and I said that nobody is saying that ours is a watertight platform ready to serve the students as well as institutions. It is only trial and error method. Most of the universities, they have been through, and we are improving. And what kind of these online computer based exams or say mobile based exams are testing? Are they testing skills or just data handling or the memory of the students, or simply they are testing the time? Because there are so many questions raised by people, as well as we know the different stories that are there with regards to the evaluation that is happening in the online mode. So here are some of the challenges, particularly regarding the evaluation. I hope that for overcoming these many problems, if we can learn something like coding, as we know that we have never thought that we would be using computers and ICT with this ease when we entered in the career. जब हमने अपने इस करियर में आने का सोचा था, तब हम में से किसी ने भी बिल्कुल ऐसा सोचा नहीं होगा कि हम इस आसानी से, इतनी आसानी से कंप्यूटर्स के साथ दोस्ती कर लेंगे, मगर आज तो वो बात बन गई है। मुझे लगता है और एक बात अभी हम कर सकते हैं जो कि आने वाले समय में हमें बहुत मददगार होगा, एंड दैट इज learning coding. अगर आप कोडिंग सीखते हैं, अगर आपको कोडिंग आती है, तो आप अपने प्रोग्राम्स बना सकते हो और छोटे छोटे सॉफ्टवेयर बनाकर हम आने वाले समय में टीचिंग के लिए, इवैल्यूएशन के लिए, फीडबैक के लिए या फाइनल एग्जाम्स के लिए, कंटिन्यूअस असेसमेंट के लिए, फाइनल एग्जाम्स के लिए, एंड सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स के लिए अपने आप खुद के सॉफ्टवेयर बना सकते हैं आप। उसके लिए आपको थोड़ा सा कोडिंग सीखना चाहिए। If you ask me which skill would you require most in the coming days to face this situation, my answer is only coding is the solution, and let us not depend on others. If you know and if you have, then you would be doing it in the best manner. Once again, I extend my sincere thanks to the administration, respected Principal Dr. Vasantraoji Bhosle sir, Vice Principal Dr. Auchar madam, the IQAC coordinator Om Prabha Lokare madam, and all at Kamaltai Zamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya, Parvani, for extending their invitation. I hope the audience might have welcomed it. I also express my gratitude towards all of you for listening me and bearing with me. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the informative speech. Now I am here to express vote of thanks. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Bhosle sir, Principal Letso Kamaltai Zamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parvani, for
काय सांगत तुम्ही?
hello.
Yes, madam.
Now I am here to express vote of thanks. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Bhosle sir, Principal Letso Kamaltai Zamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parvani, for being present in the session. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Sangeeta Auchar madam, Vice Principal Letso Kamaltai Zamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parvani. I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Nitunde sir, resource person of the online activity. I express my sincere thanks to Lokre madam.
शूटिंग झाली अवचार मॅडम शूटिंग
मॅडम म्यूट झाला तुम्ही. हो शूटिंग.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. You are audible. Please unmute your.
या कोणच्या मॅडम?
Yes, ma'am. Your video is.
Okay, madam.
You are yes, yes. Ma'am, unmute yourself.
Yes.
Giri ma'am.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, madam.
Yes, sir.
Okay, madam, there might be some problem
madam.
with you, madam. You can
Ma'am,
conclude.
arrange the
Okay.
problem then, sir.
Okay,
With the due permission of the organizers, may I leave the meeting now?
Sir, 1 minute. I would like to express vote of thanks once again because it is not properly concluded. So now I am here to express vote of thanks. At the outset, I express my sincere thanks to Dr. B.K. Bhosle sir, Principal Letso Kamaltai Zamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parvani. After that, I express my sincere thanks to Dr. Sangeeta Auchar madam, Vice Principal Late Sau Kamaltai Jamkar Mahila Mahavidyalaya Parbhani for being present for the session. Then I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Rohidas Nitonde sir, who is the resource person of the day of the online FDP. Actually, sir accepted our invitation within a fraction of second. So I really express my sincere thanks towards him. Then I extend my sincere thanks to all the participants for joining this session. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you, sir.